What is up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? It's your boy Goblin, and today we're coming in with a hoot and holler of a video. Hope you guys do enjoy. Drop a like if you do. Before I dive into that, I do want to mention a couple things. First off, I apologize for not uploading in like 2 weeks. I just upgraded to the PS4 Pro, and I've been playing a lot of the Yakuza games. So what the gameplay is you guys are watching in this video is a game called Yakuza Kiwami 2. It's fire as fuck. If you have a PlayStation 4, go buy this game right now. You can get it for like $30 online. I got it on sale. And let me tell you right now, this game's eaten me alive. This game's absolutely consumed me. It is so goddamn fun. So I hope you guys enjoy this gameplay. You're probably going to be seeing a lot of this game. And either way, without further ado, let's dive right into it. So I don't know what I'm going to title this one yet, because I don't really know even where to begin here, honestly. I wanted to make this a mini story, but I don't think it's going to turn out as one. So either way, this is kind of a follow-up to when I got pulled over with acid and I got away with it. For those of you guys who haven't seen that video, I will link that in the description below. This is kind of a successor to that video, because remember how in that video, and if you didn't, then this is a catch-up, but remember how in that video, I mentioned that we put our ketamine in a cup of McDonald's water, and when we got back in the car, the cup was still there and full, right? Well, we saved that water, and we poured it in a water bottle, and we didn't want to get rid of it because we poured damn near an eighth of K in there, right? We poured a whole lot of ketamine in that bottle, and we were like, that's actually so much money down the drain if we just dump it. Like, we have to at least save it. But the problem was that we didn't know how to dose this bottle, right? So following that week where we'd gotten pulled over and, we had to throw the ketamine in the water and all that, the week following that, we were bringing this K-water to school and just getting fucked up off it, right? That was kind of our idea. We were like, well, we can't really sell this to people, so we'll just have like a super long-lasting supply of K. But the problem was we didn't know how to dose it at all. Like, I'm talking, we had no fucking clue what, like, the ratio of K per milliliter was. We didn't know if it, like, spread evenly through the water. We didn't know the science behind this shit. We were idiots. We had no idea. So on this particular day, it's lunch period, and me and my boy Ashton, we're chilling in the bathroom, right? And the bathroom was always the chill spot at this school. Whenever bad shit was going down, whether it was drug dealing, drug consuming, or fighting, it happened in this bathroom, right? And me and Ashton are chilling in the bathroom, our normal spot. We'd stand in the back by the corner stall with no door on it in the urinals. I remember that corner stall. Never had a door because it was bigger than the others. And I think eventually, if I remember correctly, they might have even taken all the stall doors off. But I know for a fact that corner stall never had a door to begin with. So either way, we're standing in that back corner stall, right? And we're cooling it. And we're trying to figure out how much of this water to sip. And Ashton reaches for the bottle, and I, like, yank it away from him. I'm like, hold on, bro. We should probably sip it by the cap and see how it goes, because we put literally an 8-ball of K. So I'm not going to hand this motherfucker the bottle and just let him take a swig, because he's going to knock himself the fuck out. So I was like, all right, just let me pour it in the cap for you and take a sip out of the cap, and we'll just have to kind of test it here. We'll just have to go in blind on this one, just big dick it. So he's like, yeah, that's probably a good idea. So I pour it into the cap. I pass him the cap. He takes a sip out of it. Then I pour myself a cap. I take a sip. Now, I stop myself there, and then I give him the bottle. Because since it was his K, it's his bottle, but since he wasn't really selling it anymore, we were kind of sharing it. Like, there were some days where he'd, like, just leave it with me, and I'd take it home, and then there was other days where he'd take it home. But nevertheless, it was kind of nice because we could just be getting fucked up in class, and it was literally like water. Like, the teachers would smell it, and it wouldn't even smell like anything. And they would never drink it. They'd never do that. So, like, we were pretty much in the clear, And if they drank it, we're fucked. But they didn't. But either way, so, we're in the bathroom doing our thing. We sip our caps. I give him back the bottle, right? We got maybe 10 minutes left in our lunch period. I'm like, all right, I'll probably get a little fucked up. We'll see how this goes, right? This was like one of our first, if not our first time actually drinking this water. So we just didn't know how to dose it yet. And eventually we did figure out that the cap method was pretty accurate. One cap would definitely get you going, So Ashton, being the K animal that he is, right? Being the K fiend he is, after I'm done taking my sips and I hand the bottle back to him and walk out of the stall, he stays in the stall and he downs like 2 or 3 more caps. I'm not exactly sure how many more, because all I know is he stayed in there and he came back out, and that bottle was definitely more empty than it was. So my ballpark estimate is 2 or 3. He also told me that he took 3 more caps after that the following day. However, I don't necessarily consider his memory to be accurate because he was fucked all day anyways. So nevertheless, and yeah, going into this, I actually didn't mention that, but going into this guy was already on K. Like, this guy was such a fucking ketamine animal. You'd think he was a horse. It was unbelievable. So either way, finally bell rings for lunch and it's over, or maybe 20 minutes into this, and I go back into the bathroom because I left the bathroom to go eat my lunch. Ashton never came back out, right? So I go back in to check on him, just see if he's in there, where the fuck he's at, and this man is fucked up. This man's fucked up. I'm talking, he's still in that stall, and he's not sitting. He's just standing there, and his eyes are really squinted, and he's drooling. I'm not kidding. He's drooling out of his mouth. It's running down his chin and his neck. He's literally just drooling, right? And I walk up and I look at him, and there's like a couple other dudes who kind of gathered around to also look at him, because this wasn't like a super unusual thing in our school, right? Everyone just thought he was barred out. And I was not about to tell everyone, no, guys, don't worry. It's not Xanax. It's just ketamine water, So I just kind of went with the barred out idea. I was like, oh, damn, he must be barred, Figuring he probably couldn't comprehend what I was saying either, so he wouldn't step up and be like, no, actually, it's ketamine, dog. So, I kind of like try to escort him out of the bathroom. First, I kind of grab him by the shoulder, and I'm like, yo, dog, come on. I'm kind of trying to smack him awake a little bit. And it's not working. He's still just he's barely speaking to me. He's talking, but the words aren't forming, right? Like, his mouth is moving, but I'm not comprehending a goddamn thing. So what I ended up doing was I had to make it look legit, right? Like, I was really worried because I was like, this guy can't afford to get trouble in school, right? He's on probation. All the counselors here report to his PO. If he gets caught being fucked up at school, he's going to go to jail. And I was like, I'm not letting that happen. So I kind of slung his arm over my shoulder, right? And I got another friend who was with me, who we're going to give him a random fucking name. We're going to call him Fabio, right? So me and Fabio, we swing his arms over our shoulders, and he's in the middle of us. And we just kind of try to blend in with the tiny, small crowd of this school, because the whole population of this school was maybe 90 kids. So we couldn't really blend in with the masses. This was like a very small school. So I've got Ashton's, arm around my shoulder, and Fabio's got his other arm around his shoulder, and we're walking down the hall. It's kind of like if you guys have ever played the original Dead Rising games when you're rescuing the dumbass survivors and you got to fucking carry them and shit. It's like that pretty much. But either way, so we're walking this guy down the hallway, right? And he's like, his legs aren't really moving, but we're just kind of trying to get him to act like he's walking, or at least stay semi-upright. And he's conscious, like he's not unconscious at this point. His eyes are open. He's attempting to talk, it seems like. And I'm just like, damn, all right, maybe we just got to get him in class. I'll get some water in him or something, whatever. We'll try to ride it out, because I was really deathly terrified of getting him in trouble and shit. I was like, there's no way he's fucked if he gets in trouble. So I walk him to our next class with Fabio, and our next class we had together, very luckily, which happened to be history. It was, I don't remember what kind of history it was. I had 2 or 3 different history classes at this school, all in the same semester. It was kind of dumb. But nevertheless, I went to one of my history classes with a weirdly specific name. I remember it was weirdly specific. And we sit down. We always sat in the back corner together, and we're chilling in the back corner, and he just kind of puts his head down and closes his eyes. I figure, all right, he's taking a nap. He probably needs one, I'll just let him do his thing, no biggie. Because at this point, I was also fucked up. I wasn't K-holed like this guy, but I was buzzing pretty hard, and I was not thinking in a sober mind, right? So I wasn't thinking like, yeah, I should probably get this guy some help. I was thinking as a fellow ketamine user, like, oh yeah, he I wouldn't mind the nap either, So, so he goes and takes his nap, and I don't think it was a voluntary nap looking back at it, but nevertheless, he takes his nap, and he's drooling all over the desk. He never stopped drooling the whole time. It was actually mind-boggling how much drool this guy produced. And the only thing I was thinking was like, okay, if he yaks, he's got to be sleeping, like facing down, right? So what I kind of did is after he knocked out and he was like face down on the desk, I kicked his chair back a little bit so his mouth wasn't on the desk, and it was like his mouth was like over his lap. So if he yacked, he'd just throw up in his lap and not like in his mouth and like choke on it, you know? Because I was like, I was realistically thinking, I was like, if this guy's this K'd up, right, and he throws up, is that even gonna wake him up? Like, is that even gonna do anything, you know? So either way, class goes by, bell rings. I'm like, all right, just one more class and we're golden. One more class and we're out of here, right? So I start nudging him. What the fuck did I just try to say? I start nudging him, and I'm kind of trying to get him up, right? I'm like, hey, dude, come on, let's get the fucking ball rolling here. And as the other kids are getting out of class, you know, they're filing out real slow. People are starting to notice, like, damn, Ashton is really out cold, you know? And I'm starting to get a little worried. I'm like, oh, fuck. Like, the teacher just noticed, you know? Because our teacher looks over, and she's calling his name. She's trying to, like, wake him up. She's like, Ashton, wake up. And I'm like, oh, yeah, you know, I guess he's tired, you know? And I'm trying to wake him the fuck up and just get him to the next class. I'm like, come on, dude, hang in there. You got this. And he never got up. He did not get up. And I wasn't sure what the fuck was happening because I was still fucked up, right? So I was like panicking in my head. I was like, oh my God, he's not waking up. He's going to get in trouble. He's going to be fucking pissed. Like, oh shit. And it turns out I probably should have got him help much sooner, but I was fucked up and I wasn't thinking like that. Because from what he told me, and this is all what he told me, because after the teacher noticed and came over, she kicked me out of the classroom after she couldn't get him up, got the school nurse in, school nurse couldn't get him up, they called the paramedics to the school, and for a 90-kid school, having paramedics show up is a huge deal. Like, word spreads fast. The whole school knew immediately. Before the paramedics even got there, they knew that, like, oh, Ashton was popped, you know? So they go in the classroom and like wheel him out on a stretcher and shit. And I see this happening and I'm like, oh my God, like what the fuck is happening? And he's still like completely KO'd, right? Like I was sitting in my next class figuring like just panicking in my head thinking like, damn, he's fucked. I might be fucked, but he's really fucked, right? And I'm like scheming, like, how are we going to get out of this, you know? And then I see him getting wheeled down the hallway in a stretcher, and I, like, walk out of my class. I just get the fuck up. I'm like, oh, my God, like, what the fuck? Like, what's happening? And I just walk out, and I'm, like, kind of trying to follow it, but they weren't, like, they got out pretty quick. They were in and out real fast. They tried not to make a scene, and my teacher was, like, yelling at me to sit back down, but I just got the fuck up anyways. I was like, nah, dude, I got to see what's going on. And yeah, it was fucked. He got wheeled out. Turns out, you know, and I'm hitting him up. I'm bombing his phone after school. I'm like, please tell me this dude's okay. Like, what the fuck, you know? And I'm like bombing his phone. And he didn't have a phone, right? What he'd always have, he had those like, you know, those apps and websites where you can get like a phone number, like Google Voice, for example. That's one. I don't remember the exact app he used. I used to use it too because he showed it to me, but it's slipped my memory. But you guys know those kind of apps, you know, you get a free phone number, but it's not really a new phone, you know, it's just a texting app, pretty much that. I'm bombing the number that he has, right? I'm bombing his fucking app, and I'm like, bro, are you good? What the fuck's going on? Like, fill me in ASAP. And I'm sitting there like, oh my God. And finally, the next day he gets back to me, and he's not in school the next day, right? But he hits me up, and he's like, yo, bro, I'm all good, just had a cardiac arrest, and like, I'm laughing, like, not because it's funny, but because, like, he said it no nonchalantly. He's like, yeah, bro, just had a cardiac arrest. I'm cool, you know? And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what even, like, are you good? Like, are you chill now? Or like, what, like, what's happening? And he's like, yeah, you know, I'm all right. I just had to spend the night. They had to make sure I was okay and wait for me to sober up pretty much. And I was like, oh my God, like, that's fucked. And after that, I was like, okay, no. You know, I figured he isn't going to want any more of that K-water. I don't want to drink any more of it after seeing how easily he went overboard with it. And considering I can't really dose it accurately, I was like, all right, I'm done. So we dumped that shit the fuck out. It was gone. I'm telling you right now, that K-water was never again. Long gone. Thank you guys for watching this video, though. That's all there is for this one. Hope you guys did enjoy. And also, I know I'm probably going to get some comments about this, but I believe I have told this story in a Q&A a long time ago, but in a shorter form. So, for those of you guys who are going to be like, Goblin, I know you've made this video already. I don't believe I've ever made a full video on this. Searching through all my old videos, I had to make sure, because I was like, there's no way I never told this one. But it turns out I don't believe I did. But either way, Like I said, hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.